Far Cry 5 Arcade is Ubisoft's map editor for its upcoming shooter Far Cry 5. And while map editors are nothing new in games, Far Cry 5 Arcade seems to amp everything we know, possibly taking what used to be just another bullet point at the back of the box into something a whole lot more intriguing. Here's why. With Far Cry 5 Arcade, users can create single-player experiences, co-op maps, and even multiplayer game modes using tools and assets from the game. This isn't all. Ubisoft waxed eloquent on how content from other games, such as Watch Dogs 2, Far Cry Primal, and even Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Unity, can make their way into Far Cry 5. Want to wade through a teeming Parisian crowd from Unity, or Stone Age environments from Primal and Far Cry 5? No problem. This opens up a massive amount of potential that's not too dissimilar to Garry's Mod on Steam, and to a lesser extent Sony's Little Big Planet series. Backed up by weekly events and new content added with each piece of DLC brought to Far Cry 5, and the promise of regular developer participation, bodes well for the sustained use of Far Cry 5 Arcade. All of this, combined with 9,000 items to mess around with at launch, make Far Cry 5 Arcade an exceedingly tempting proposition. However, there are reasons that this could fail as well. For one, endeavors like this are dependent on a core set of gameplay mechanics that are polished to a fine sheen. After all, there's no use trying to put together a mission involving a slew of seemingly complex elements in an over-the-top fashion, such as a speedrun through a half-submerged city against enemies galore, if the gunplay isn't as responsive or enjoyable. Games like Doom and Halo 5 that have next to perfect moment-to-moment gameplay sport similar efforts like Snap Map and Forge respectively. And while Far Cry 5 undoubtedly appears to trump either with content, the core gunplay, at least from our experience, is a bit more wonky and less responsive than either game. Granted, this was based on a build of the game that was early in development, but it will be interesting to see what shape and form the gunplay in the final version of Far Cry 5 is, and how that works in arcade and whether it can be modified. Nonetheless, Far Cry 5 Arcade is a welcome addition to the madness that the series is known for. So much so that we're more interested to see what it brings versus the game's single-player campaign that seems absolutely pedestrian in comparison. Thanks for watching this video, and check out Gadgets360.com for all things gaming.